Hey everyone, it's good to be back. And today we're going to be talking about how referral partnerships and collaborations can make you sales. In fact, those relationships can make you easy sales because you're working with hot people. And when you work with hot people, they're easier to close. So often we hide behind our marketing, going out into social media, putting out the most wonderful entertainment, education, and edutainment. However, what we really need to be doing is putting time into our diaries to nurture and grow and establish referral partnerships and collaborations, because they already have your audience, and you can make easier sales because they have your audience, which means you don't have to go be fishing in a dry pond. You can go fishing in a nice pond that is full of your fish. All right. So a survey by Demand Gen showed that 96% of businesses expected an annual revenue increase, which was directly linked to marketing initiatives within partner networks. Okay, 96% of businesses showed an increase directly related to partner networks. So I'm satisfying the left brains right now by sharing a statistic. Okay, so what is a referral partner? Look, old school referral partners and new school referral partners, I'll go a little into both, but referral partners is a business or service who has your customer. They have your fish. Their fish are already there. They don't do what you do. Therefore, there's no overlap or conflict of interest. Their customers would benefit from your service or product. So they would benefit and actually want your service or product. And these referral partnerships, they are happy to play a part in promoting your brand, product, or service. And I've actually put in here, they have the same values and beliefs as you, because I know I can't work with people who don't have the same values and beliefs. So I've actually written, if you go into the blogs on onlinebusinessmarketing.com.au, go and have a look at some blogs. There's some blogs there where I talk about be careful who you get into bed with, because you can actually get a bad rash, because you will be associated with those people and people will expect you to have the same values and morals as those people. So there are a couple of people that I just simply won't work with. No matter how much money they've offered me, no matter how much incentive they've offered me, no matter how much they've promised to do, I just go, thanks, but no thanks, because they don't have the same values and beliefs, and I don't want to be associated with that particular type of person or business. So having these partnerships is a proven way that you can bring in qualified leads. So here's the thing. Social media is not qualified leads. A lead magnet will bring in qualified leads if you have the right lead magnet and process. But referral partnerships bring in qualified leads if they have done their job and qualified those leads. Okay? And it's based on a word of mouth referral. So it is so much easier to close someone when they go, hey, you have to work with this person. They're absolutely amazing. It's a no-brainer. Work with this person. People just call me and sign up just based on that word of mouth referral, because they've taken the time to build that relationship and that trust. It's a no-brainer for them. So the pre-existing relationship is powerful when it comes to closing sales due to the already developed trust, the increased visibility that business or will already have, again, if they're running their business well, and their positioning and credibility in the space. So in fact, these results actually last in a higher customer retention and a higher customer lifetime value, because the customer feels safe and secure in part of that community. So it is important to note, though, that when you form these referral partnerships, that it is a win-win energy exchange basis, which can be just an energy or it can be in financial remuneration. Okay, but it is important for you to predefine what that is going to look like before you start working together. There has been many collaborations that I've done where I have literally dragged the other person through the collaboration and I've done my part and they haven't fulfilled their part, and it hasn't been a win-win. So how does affiliate and influencer marketing differ to referral partnerships? Okay, affiliate and influencer marketing is different to referral partnerships, but how? Well, with affiliates and influencers, they generally have their own channels like social media, email marketing, websites, blogs, and they promote your products and services to their large following or audience, of which they generally don't know that audience. Okay, so think about that for a sec. Influencers grow an audience to, 2 billion, 3 billion followers. Do they know every single person on their following? No. Is everyone on that list actually going to purchase from what they're selling? Not necessarily. I know personally a photographer who had a really hot wife, used his hot wife in his marketing for his business, and couldn't understand why his entire following were young men. His entire following demographic were young men, but his avatar was 40 to 50-year-old corporate people wanting headshots. Those young men were there to look at his wife. And the demographics, the insight showed that. So it's really important that you go in. It's really important that you go in and you look at your demographic to make sure that you have the right demographic. Okay. Rachel, are you sure you should be here? Shouldn't you be like doing something else that's more important?
Always stuff that's more important.
No, it's all good. All right, so we're just talking about referral partnerships right now and how affiliate and influencer marketing is different. Really important to know the difference between the two. In most cases, affiliate marketing and influencer marketing personally don't know their members. Okay, so it is actually colder marketing than referral partnership marketing. Referral partnership marketing, those people are qualified, that relationship and trust has been built. They personally know them, but in affiliate and influencer marketing, they don't personally know every single person on their email list. Important to know. They may not have personal experience with that brand. They may just be emailing out and promoting that product for commission fees, but they haven't personally experienced that item. They're not personally in love with that item, and they don't personally know if their audience is going to love your item. Therefore, it's slightly colder. So can you see how referral partnerships is a really important part of putting into your diary each week and making sure that that happens? So referral partnerships are relationship focused, and they have personally used or experienced the product themselves. So they understand the value of the product and the service, and they have that relationship. So here's 7 steps of forming a lead generating referral partnerships. Number 1, first, figure out who you think is going to be the right fit to have as a referral partner. Then look at your existing network on social media and find those people. So for example, you could reach out to them on LinkedIn or in your networking groups and form those partnerships. But they may already be right here in front of you. So for our VRPs, guaranteed there are referral partners sitting in this audience right now, worth nurturing. Are they like-minded? They've got the same values. Do they have your audience and there's no competition? They have your audience, there's no competition. So number 2, would you be happy working with that type of person? I know that I can't work with really steady, slow, take their time, focused on perfection over implementation. I would probably go nuts working with that type of person. So make sure that you would be happy working with that type of person, and that you are happy that they are standing up there as part of your product or your service. And make sure that you would equally be happy to have them promoted through your network. Okay, so it's a win-win. They're a good fit. Number 3, then you'd reach out to that person and introduce your business and your vision to this potential referral partner and ask them if they see a potential of you working together. Number 4, you would create a referral partner agreement, which outlines marketing, reciprocation, remuneration and exchange, whether or not it is energetic or financial, and any other important details. I know that I worked with a lady who made swimwear for ladies who don't have the idealistic bodies. And she went and got an influencer to market her product who was of the idealistic type body. And that changed the entire algorithm on her Instagram feed, because all she got was pornographic type men engaging in the type of shots that she was doing. But in the agreement that they'd done, the agreement was that she would post and then she would actually get swimwear every single month. And she was sending this woman swimwear every single month. But this person was only posting once or twice a month. So there weren't clearly defined, there wasn't a clearly defined arrangement of the type of photos that should have been posted, even the angles of the photos that should have been posted, and the language that should have been used in that marketing to attract the non-idealistic type of bodies and audience. Okay, that would all need to be, you want to protect your brand, so that all needs to be outlined. And then when this lady actually stopped posting, because this lady said, please stop posting, it's actually attracting the wrong audience, this person still said, well, you've still got to give me 4 more months then of swimwear. So you want to make sure that it's clearly defined. Number 5. So I actually going back to number 4, if you are giving them product, you need to say to them that the value of this product is this much. And if you don't fulfill your requirement, you actually owe me this amount of money. So when you put money to it, it's a different story. So you do your job, because it's a job, right? Influencer marketing is a job. You do your job. And if you do your job, well, then you don't have to pay me. But if you don't do your job, well, then you owe me for this. I can send you an invoice for all the swimwear that I'm sending you, right? So number 5 is you now have to nurture that relationship. So you want to add them to your partner's board. I've got a Trello board, which is my partner's board. So I can look at them every month and I can consider, have I touched them? Have I sent them a text, sent them a Facebook Messenger, sent them an email? Have I sent them a private message? Have I gone and liked and shared some of their content? So am I doing my part in that arrangement and checking in to make sure that they're doing their part in that arrangement? So have a dedicated time in your diary to do that. So is it for me, it's on a Monday and a Friday. Those are my admin days. So those are the days I go in and I check in on my referral partners. I don't let them go stale and soft and soggy and moldy. Instead, I nurture those relationships because I've got access to their network. So it's in my best interest to make sure that I stay forefront of mind. So number 6 is you want to make sure that they are educated on your product or service. Because if they're not entirely educated on your product or service, how are they going to be able to refer you on to somebody? Especially if you've got a new offer, a new service. So again, make sure that in the time that you have to have those meetings with them, that you are sending them updated content. So for example, for the Association of Walls and Ceilings, I emailed them and I said, I've got a content workshop coming up that your audience may be interested in. And then they actually signed up to do the training for themselves. The social media managers signed up themselves. So when you've got something new, you send it out to them. You can also email them things like like a catalog, a folder with all your resources, like infographics, maybe a list of all your product information, and maybe ask if they want to subscribe to your newsletter so that they can be kept in the loop. And number 7 is you want to clarify the best way that you can introduce your clients to each other. So don't just wing it. Have a system or a process and say, what is the best way? So a lot of times people will put a joint email together and put us in a joint email, but I email that person and I can't see if it's gone to spam or if that person's opened that email address. So potentially I can lose that lead. So I always recommend that they actually go into into Facebook Messenger, connect me in Facebook Messenger, and then I move to emails. Because that way I can start that relationship, get them into emails, or book them into a call straight away and just bypass emails straight away and just ask for the email and their password. We are finding that the language right now needs to be softer, and I'm going to include this in this training. So last week we spoke, and if you go back and look at the previous blogs, we spoke on sales and sales language. And I've had this conversation recently with Rachel, and then also with Bryn from BCV Plumbing. And right now, the language needs to be softer. So if I'm a D person, I say, lock it in. And I'm happy with that language, super happy with that language. But we have to think of, and right now, for example, if I use Sandy, Sandy's an I personality. He has to feel comfortable, part of the community. He has to have a long conversation. It takes forever, but he has to know your whole story and your history before he feels comfortable with anything. So recently, he has said no to 2 property agents. He had the money and said no because they were going, let's lock it in. This is a good deal. And they wouldn't take the time just to have a conversation with him about it, to make him feel happy about it. And in fact, the one property agent said to him, I actually don't have the patience to deal with you, so I'm going to hand you over to my administrator. And Sandy just went, I'm out. How rude. And he's an I person. So what I want you to pay attention to here is that if we just consider the DISC profiling system, some people are happy with lock it in now and trust is built because they feel a sense of security. Others, when they talk and want to know about, want to have more information and want to feel part of something, they're the I personality. It's important to use that language. And we need to consider that with our referral partners, but also who they're connecting us to. And then we've got to consider with the S people, they want to process. So here's the process that we like to follow so that you can feel more comfortable. They the S people. And then there's the C people who are, they want to feel comfortable. They take a little bit longer. So the I and the C sit on the same side and the D and the S sit on the same side. So it's important for you to understand that because today or last week I pitched to a website person. She said she went with me because I said, I want you to feel more comfortable about this. And how did I do that? I stalked her profile, saw that she was a psychic, and I knew that she would want a feeling word in there. Today, her and her daughter sat down here and they said that they have had marketers private message them and go, are you in? Can I go ahead and sign you up? And she just went, no. So really important for you just to consider the language we use for the different types of personalities that are out there. But the person that you get into bed with, you collaborate with, or the referral partner may use different language. So that number 7 was clarify how you best going to combine each other. How you best going to combine each other, connect each other, not combine, connect each other for that referral partnership. Right, cool. Collaborative marketing. Collaborative marketing is the process of bringing like-minded businesses together and aligning their interests so that they can share each other's whatever, so that they can get increased brand exposure, generate leads, and influence. So you can see that collaboration marketing falls under that influencer marketing, under that affiliate marketing. So when businesses come together and decide that they're going to collaborate, they need to have a common interest or goal, a strategy. I like to use the S word. What is the overall goal or strategy for this collaboration? If you tell me if it's visibility, I'll probably shoot you. It's never visibility. It's about getting an email address, generating a lead so that you can make a sale. That's what it always is. It's always about that. Collecting leads. How to determine who to collaborate with. Make sure you have the same audience. make sure that they've got similar buying habits. So for example, if this influencer is selling $2 things and you're trying to sell a $2,000 thing, may not be the same. So you're looking at the same buying personas. You want to make sure they've got the same marketing goal. So they want to be in front of your audience. You want to be in front of their audience. And there is brand similarity. And that's why I wanted Leah on the call today, because when I messaged Leah back, I was like, it may be worth your while finding people who have shared values, common stories, and shared values that they may be in alignment with. Because it's not going to be a slog. And guess what? They may not even want to be financially remunerated because they just want to spread the word. So Leah is part of the Rainbow Charity. I think it's called Rainbow Charity fundraising. If she finds more people who are passionate about that, not only is she going to be able to help the charity and help their cause, but she's going to bring together like-minded people who are going to support each other. And guess what? They're going to be closer to a yes than to a no. Rather than just finding an influencer who really doesn't believe in the product or believe in what you're selling, they just want to make 2 cents on the side. Okay? You're much closer to getting a yes, finding like-minded people who share the same values. So joint ventures, events, competitions, podcasts, guest blogging are all examples of how that work. When I'm on a podcast, I'm in front of their audience, they're in front of my audience. But if they don't have an audience or their audience is wrong, I've just wasted my time. Our time is precious. We want to make sure that we're spending our time in the right pond. I know Rachel has a collaboration with Dwell Construction. They don't do the building side of building and pest. So they do the pest side, they do the building side. I trust Rachel to do my pest. I'm not going to get anyone else to do my pest control. In fact, I don't know if I told you this, they said to me that this has recently done a building and pest 2 weeks ago, and they said I could save money and not do the building and pest and save money and use this building and pest instead. And I said, not a chance, because I will use less pest, more control, and we would rather pay for it than use their guys. I'd rather, because I trust them. And then in trusting Rachel and Ryan, they tell me use Dwell for building. I just say yes. I'm not even going to ask. Just sign me up. So they sent us it. We paid it. Done. Because I have that relationship with them. So Rachel's going to nurture that relationship with, I think it's Cassie. Cassandra, so close. Combine those names. So she'll nurture that relationship with them, and they will bring each other business. Nurture that relationship and make sure they work together, because today they had to work together to make sure they could both be available at 1 o'clock to do that job. Okay. But when it comes to that, it's just an example of how people can leverage each other's network, but you want to make sure it's the right pond. You want to make sure it's the right people that you're doing it with, and that it's a win-win. Okay, so up to 77.6% of small businesses use social media to promote their businesses. And according to Small Biz Trends, out of that, 90% of the business owners acknowledge that their social media marketing efforts have increased due to business exposure. So we need to include influence marketing, collaborations, affiliate, joint ventures, all that part in. But we certainly want to respect the value of referral partnerships, because it is a hotter way for you to be able to bring in clients. It's important for you to know the difference between the two. For entrepreneurs and small businesses, I personally find it soul satisfying, my word of the year, to form these partnerships and relationships, because it makes business fun. It's fun having a coffee and a wine and connecting and collaborating and doing a joint venture. However, I want to make sure that you have a strategy and you're not spending too much of your time doing the fun part of it, and you're not doing the part that actually, the follow-up part and the follow-through part, where you actually generate paying customers. Okay, so that's for you as a business owner to go, you know what? I'm having way too much fun doing this. We need to optimize this and make sure that this works. We need to do this strategically. Form partnerships. So on your piece of paper, you're going to write referral partners. On a separate piece of paper, you're going to write collaborations. Okay? Collaborations, influencers, cheerleaders, they're all on the same page. People who have your audience, there's no conflict, and potentially you could do shared social media, a shared partnership with them. Okay? Remember, collaboration, slightly colder. Referral partners, much hotter chance. Much hotter chance. So you want to spend more time nurturing those referral partnership relationships. Who has your audience? What industry has your audience? And there is no conflict. So I know for Penny with developmental furniture for children, you've got to think of things like Montessori schools, because they focused on developmental furniture. So they might now bring in the furniture for their Montessori schools, and instead of you selling one piece of developmental furniture, you're now selling, I don't know, 4 sets of the standing chair that you have to a Montessori school that has Montessori schools across the whole of Australia. So they're now buying 4 for every Montessori school across Australia. So now you're selling 100 or 400 because they've got 100 schools. So referral partnerships are about forming those relationships with those people who have your audience. And all you've got to do is go, you're concerned about children's, you're concerned about the development of your school. Your parents are really concerned about the development of their children. We have those values. You have those values. Can we share with you the pros and cons of this? How can we work together? Would you be interested in either promoting this to your network, or would you be interested in having these at your schools? How do you see us working together? It is a hotter way of generating leads than going out to social media or even collaborating. So really, really, really important. So on your piece of paper, I want referral partners, people who have your ideal clients, but there's no conflict. No conflict. Now, they need to value you, okay? So this is something I learned in the health, wellness, and fitness industry. If I know someone needs to lose weight, right? Because as a personal trainer, hey, Ziggy. Sorry, Ziggy's having a dream. Ziggs. You'll hear this like in the background. If I know someone needs to lose weight, right? Because I was a personal trainer for 20 years. If I know that person has to lose weight, if they haven't made up their mind that they need to lose weight, there is no point in talking to that person. It doesn't matter how much I tell them they need to lose weight. It doesn't matter how much I show them. If they are not open to the idea that they need to actually lose weight, just open to the idea, they're not going to do it. So your referral partners need to be the same. If I go to someone, if they say to me, oh, I don't believe business owners want to learn how to do their marketing better, there is no point in me trying to form a partnership with them. If they are closed-minded, and there are closed-minded people out in the world where they have scarcity mentality, or money mindset, or they're scared to share their network in case of what people may think or they may be taken advantage of, it's going to be very difficult to form a relationship with those people. But we also want action takers. Okay? We want people who will do what they say, not just talk and not take action. So I want you to write that down. Now, while you're doing that, I'll just share some examples of the big boys that actually have formed partnerships. Now, if the big boys are forming partnerships, it must work, right? So Netflix and Sony signed a deal for 5 years for $1 billion that as soon as Sony's movies are produced, they will go up on Netflix. GoPro and Red Bull. GoPro sponsors Red Bull. Think they've got the same audience. Think how great that collaboration is. GoPro and Red Bull, extreme sports. Menulog, they often bring in Katy Perry and all the other actors for Menulog. Crocs and Justin Bieber. And singers. I don't know if you saw, there was the Mardi Gras in Sydney that was happening, and Danny Minogue and Kylie Minogue came out and sang together. They don't do it because they're sisters and they love each other. They're doing it for increased brand exposure and credibility. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to our floor. Our live people are going to come now. Our live people are going to collaborate. We're going to form collaborations right here. We're going to form referral partnerships right here. We're also going to hear from our live audience as well of how they have actually gone about and created referral partnerships that work so that you can access and learn how to do that for yourself in your business. But in order to do that, you need to be part of the live audience, which means you need to be a VIP, which you'll be able to find in the notes below. So goodbye. We'll see you for next week and for next mastermind, but we're going to go to our live audience.